Good morning students. Welcome back to the geometry class. This is the fourth session on circle. In the previous session we have learned the tangent theorem, which states that a tangent at any point of a circle is perpendicular to the radius at the point of contact. Then we seen the converse of tangent theorem. A line perpendicular to a radius at its point on the circle is tangent to a circle. Then we learn the tangent segment theorem, which states that tangent segment drawn from an external point to a circle are congruent. We have also seen the theorem of touching circles, which states that if two circles touch each other, their point of contact lies on the line joining their centers. In this, we have learned that touching circles can be of two types: externally touching circles and internally touching circles. We have also seen some important points and that you have to remember. First point, if the circles touch each other externally, distance between their centers is equal to the sum of their radii. The distance between the centers of circles touching internally is equal to the difference of their radii. So these are the two important points you should remember: how to find the distance between the centers if the circles are externally touching and if they are internally touching. Now, in the previous session we have done 3 questions from practice set 3.2, and today we are going to continue this practice set 3.2. Now let's see the fourth sum. In the figure, the circle with center P and Q touch each other at R. A line passing through R meets the circle at A and B respectively. Prove that: first one, segment AP is parallel to segment BQ. Triangle APR is similar to triangle RQB, and find angle RQB if angle PAR is equal to 35 degree. So these are the 3 sub questions we have to solve in this question. Figure is also given here. What is given? Two circles are externally touching with the centers P and Q. A line passing through R meets the circle at point A and point B. So let's start with the first part. In the first part, what we have to prove: segment AP is parallel to segment BQ. So points P, R, Q are on the same line. Why they are collinear? By the theorem of touching circles, these two circles are touching externally and R is the common point, so they should be collinear. So that is the theorem of touching circles. Then we have to consider triangle PAR. So in triangle PAR, segment PA is congruent to segment PR. These two segments are congruent. Why they are congruent? Because they are radii of the same circle. Now here, if segment PA and segment PR are congruent, then we can say that this triangle PAR is an isosceles triangle because two sides are equal. So in isosceles triangle, the opposite angles of the congruent sides are also equal. Therefore, we can write here angle PAR is congruent to angle PRA. Write this equation as equation 1, and reason you will write as isosceles triangles theorem. Then we have to consider triangle QRB. In triangle QRB, again segment QR and segment QB are congruent. Why these two segments are congruent? Because they are the radii of the same circle. then again this triangle QRB will be isosceles triangle. So here also you can apply the isosceles triangle theorem and you can write angle QRB is congruent to angle QBR. Write this equation as equation 2. And we can write here angle PRA is congruent to angle QRB. Write this equation as equation 3. And why these two angles are congruent? Because they are vertically opposite angles. Now if you observe this equation 1 and equation 3, you can see here angle PRA and angle PRA is common for both the equations. So we can say that angle PAR is congruent to angle QRB. Now let's write down from equation 1 and 3. We get angle PAR is congruent to angle QBR. Now if you observe this figure, points A, R, B are on the same line. So instead of angle PAR we can write angle PAB, and instead of angle QBR we can write angle QBA. So let's write down, that is angle PAB is congruent to angle QBA. Reason you will write as points A, R, B are on the same line as they are externally touching circles. Now if these two are alternate angles, so we know that if the alternate angles formed by a transversal are congruent, then the two sides will be parallel. Therefore segment AP is parallel to segment BQ. Alternate angles test for parallel lines. Now this was the first sub question. We got the answer. We have proved that these two segments are parallel. Now let's start with the second sub question. In triangle APR and triangle RQB, angle PAR is congruent to angle QRB from equation 1 and 3. Therefore angle PRA is congruent to angle QBR from equation 2 and 3. Now if you write down this answer on one page or in notebook, then you will be able to see all these three equations simultaneously. It is difficult for me to show you the previous slide. So if you can write down, if you pause this video and first you write down the answer on page or in notebook and then compare the equations 2 and 3, you will get these angles equal, because on one side the same angles will be there in both the equations, so the other side will also become congruent. Therefore now if two corresponding angles of any two triangles are congruent, then we say that these two triangles are similar. So here we get triangle APR is similar to triangle RQP. There, what reason you will write here? Angle test of similarity, which we learned in the first lesson. Hence we have proved that triangle APR is similar to triangle RQP. Now let's move on to the third sub question. Here what is given to us? Angle PAR is equal to 35 degree. They have given you one measure of angle and you have to find out the other angle. Therefore from equation 1, 2 and 3, again you have to see the equation 1, 2 and 3. What you will get? Angle PRA is equal to angle QRB is equal to angle QBR. The repeated or the common angles we have cancelled. So we will get only 3 angles, that is equal to 35 degree. Why these all angles become 35 degree? Because we have already seen that angle PAR is congruent to angle QRB. So PAR is given as 35 degree. So all these angles will become 35 degree. Write this equation as equation 4. Now in triangle QRB, the sum of all angles of a triangle is 180 degree. So with this property we can write here angle QRB plus angle QBR plus angle RQB is equal to 180 degree. Now let's substitute the values here. Angle QRB is 35 degree. Angle QBR is also 35 degree plus angle RQB we have to find out, that is equal to 180 degree. Reason you will write as from equation 4. So 35 will become 70 degree plus angle RQB is equal to 180 degree. Therefore angle RQB is equal to 180 degree minus 70 degree, that is equal to 110 degree. Hence we have found out the angle RQB is equal to 180 degree. So this is your final answer. So we have proved, or we have solved all the 3 sub questions from question number 4. Now let's move on to the 5th question from practice set 3.2. Now here the circles with centers A and B touch each other at point E. Line L is a common tangent which touches the circle at C and D respectively. Find the length of segment CD if the radii of the circles are 4 and 6 centimeters. Now in this question, the radius of bigger circle is given as 6 centimeter and radius of smaller circle is given as 4 centimeter. So to solve this sum we have to do some construction. We will draw segment AC, segment AB and segment BD. We also have to draw a perpendicular segment, that is segment AM on segment BD. So we can say that segment AM is perpendicular to segment BD. So with this construction we will start with our solution. So here point A, E, B are on the same line. They are collinear because these 2 circles are externally touching circles. Therefore the point or the common point between these 2 circles is always collinear with the centers of these circles, that is by theorem of touching circles. Therefore we can write here AE is equal to AC. Why AE is equal to AC? Because these are radii of the same circle. So radius is given as, radius of the smaller circle is given as 4 centimeter. So this will become 4 centimeter. Similarly BE is equal to BD. These are also radii of the bigger circle and that is equal to 6 centimeter. It is given to us and reason you will write as radii of the same circle. Now line L is common tangent for both the circles and it touches the circle at point C and point D. That means by tangent theorem we can write this angle C and angle D as 90 degree. So let's write down angle ACD is equal to angle BDC is equal to 90 degree. What reason you will write here? Tangent theorem. Write this equation as equation 1. Now due to our construction we have drawn here one perpendicular line. Due to this here one quadrilateral is formed, quadrilateral AMDC. So we have to consider this quadrilateral. So what we can say here, in quadrilateral the sum of measure of all the angles of a quadrilateral is 360 degree. So let's write down angle ACD plus angle MDC plus angle AMD plus angle CAM is equal to 360 degree. Now let's substitute the values here. Now angle ACD we know that it is 90 degree. For angle MDC, if you observe the figure, we know the angle BDC. Now points B, M, D are collinear points because we have done the construction here. So instead of angle BDC we can consider angle MDC, that will be 90 degree. So substitute the values for angle MDC, that is 90 degree, plus angle AMD. This is also 90 degree because this is the perpendicular segment we drawn here. So this will also be 90 degree plus angle CAM is equal to 360 degree. Reason you will write as from construction from equation 1 and points B, M, D are collinear. So these are the reasons for this equation. Now add these 90 degree plus 90 degree plus 90 degree, we will get 270 degree plus angle CAM, that is equal to 360 degree. So angle CAM is equal to 360 degree minus 270 degree, that is equal to 90 degree. So we got the measure of angle CAM, that is 90 degree. So if you consider this quadrilateral, all the angles are of 90 degree. That means we can say that quadrilateral AMDC is a rectangle by definition, because when all angles of a quadrilateral is 90 degree, then we can say that the quadrilateral is rectangle. Now therefore side segment DM is equal to segment AC, that is equal to 4 centimeter, because opposite sides of the rectangle are equal. Similarly, segment AM will also become equal to segment CD. So if you get the length of AM, you will get length of CD. So let's see how to find the length of AM. Now BM plus MD, that is equal to BD. We know that points BMD are collinear. So let's substitute the values here. Therefore BM plus MD is given as 4, that is equal to 6. Therefore BM is equal to 6 minus 4, that is equal to 2 centimeters. So we got here value of BM. Now let's try to find the value of AB. So how we get the value of AB? AE plus EB, because points AEB are collinear. So let's substitute the values here. AE is 4 and EB is 6. We know that it is given in the question. So therefore AB is equal to 10 centimeters. Now if you observe this figure, we get here triangle AMB as an right angle triangle. So if you know the value of MB or BM and value of AB, you can find the value of AM. In triangle AMB, angle AMB is equal to 90 degree. Write the reason as construction. Then we can write here AB square is equal to AM square plus BM square by Pythagoras theorem. Therefore substitute the values here. 10 square is equal to AM square plus 2 square. So we will get here AM square is equal to 10 square minus 2 square. Now 10 square is 100 and 2 square is 4. So we will get AM square is equal to 100 minus 4. That means AM square is equal to 100 minus 4 is 96. So if you find out the square root on both sides, we will get AM is equal to 4 root 6 centimeters. Now CD is equal to AM. Opposite sides of the rectangles are equal. So if AM, we know the value of AM, we can write the value of CD. So CD will become 4 root 6 centimeters. So hence our final answer is CD is equal to 4 root 6 centimeters. Hence we have solved this sum. So it looks like it is very big sum, but if you write down this answer in a notebook, you will be able to understand it properly. Only you have to understand and remember the steps how we got the answer. First what we did, we show that due to the construction, one quadrilateral is formed, quadrilateral AMDC, and this quadrilateral is a rectangle that we have shown. Then what we did, we find out the value of BM. Then we found out the value of AB. And with the help of Pythagoras theorem, we got the length of AM. If you know the length of AM, then AM and CD are congruent, so we can write the length of CD. So this was very simple sum, only you have to understand the steps. So today we have completed the practice set 3.2. In the next session we will learn the congruence of arc. So today we will stop here. Now let's move on to the last part of this session, that is assignment. Let's read the question. Here in the figure, circles with centers X and Y touch each other at point Z. A secant passing through Z intersects the circles at points A and B respectively, and you have to prove that radius XA is parallel to radius YB. So this sum is exactly similar to the question number 4, first part. So you will be able to solve this question. I hope you all have understood this session very clearly. So we will stop here today. See you in the next video. Thanks for watching this.